My policy is a marijuana policy. Current marijuana policies, most Democratic candidates in support of marijuana are talking about criminal justice reform for people arrested with low amounts of marijuana on them. So this is already kind of in the talks. I'm just building upon that. The problem is many people in America are doing time along with years of probation for having small amounts of marijuana on them, or paraphernalia, which is like pipes, accessories for marijuana. Different states have different laws, so that kind of makes it hard for people, especially like if you live in St. Louis. Like, it's not legal in Missouri, but it's legal in Illinois now, so it's just across the border, so that's going to create a problem because I can get to Illinois in like 20 minutes. So, unreasonable punishment for the crime. A lot of people who it's their first time getting arrested, they're on probation for 2 years, it's on their criminal record, and that's what I wanted to kind of prevent. So what's currently being done is weed is slowly becoming legal in more places for recreational use, and there's organizations who help people who have been arrested to try to get it off their charges. So I came to my solution by, at first I wanted to know how many people were getting arrested for marijuana. And in 2008, that was 600,630, and then 336,000. And then the number of students who have lost their financial aid eligible because of drug conviction is 200,000 plus. I knew I wanted to do something to still let them know that they are breaking a law and that they have to take responsibility for it, but also for it to not ruin their lives. So what I want this policy to accomplish: until weed is legal for recreational use in all states, which the inevitable is going to happen, and that's going to happen, I want this policy to help younger and older citizens not let one bad decision ruin the rest of their future while being caught using marijuana while it's still legal. The ethics I considered was responsibility. We still need to hold people accountable for their actions, and then equality. No matter what race, economic status you are, this will be offered to everyone. The policy: drug users arrested and charged for possession of marijuana or paraphernalia for the first time with no intent to sell to have to attend a workshop within 1 month of the incident and to be free of charges and no longer on the record. And then for this workshop, it's going to include informational facts about the long-term effects of marijuana, counseling services, community involvement, a different community for where their crime is committed at. This way there's no peer pressure, and we kind of get them out of like, this hometown is all that you have, and it just like prevents outside influences of peer pressure. And community service will also be a little bit required. So my outputs and outcomes: my outputs are offering to take this workshop over having a criminal record, the workshop itself, and then community service that comes along with the workshop. And the outcomes is a second chance for younger people along with minorities, giving people better knowledge of possible punishments they could face, along with the resources and information to stop smoking weed, and then better involvement within the community. My policy evaluation: it's politically feasible. By that I mean it's like politically acceptable. I think most Democratic candidates would support this, and I think that most, honestly, Republicans would too. Oppositions I might face: they did the crime, you can do the time, has always been a motto for America, so I know that I'm going to get oppositions for, they did something illegal, they need to do time. And why would we use our resources on drug users and not like schools, hospitals? And then any anti-marijuana groups might see this as us like encouraging people that like if you get caught with weed, it's okay. Questions I might get: how are we paying for this? So part of the policy I know I wanted to do, I didn't want minorities and low-income families to have to pay for this, because that's just making a cycle of them not being able to pay for things. So we can actually do this very cheaply, having college kids work for it as possible college credit, such as social worker, counselors. We also offer benefits for companies allowing us to use their facilities, like rec center, churches. And having college kids work this as a college credit would actually make us not pay for them. Why should we care? A lot of people with marijuana charges on their criminal records are low income and minorities, as they already are at a disadvantage. Ethically, we should try to let them have a second chance. How how will this lower the amount of marijuana arrests? As this policy is focused on what happens after the arrest, I think it's a good placeholder until marijuana becomes legal. What I mean by that is this is a good place to give people second chances because this is what's happening. Marijuana is becoming illegal. We need to accept it and kind of move on. My first 3 steps would be step 1, to find a facility letting us use their resources. Step 2, train leaders in charge of workshops, possibly offer college credit in exchange for being a leader. Allow the first class of people to take a workshop. Support materials. So I was thinking we could do a media release. There would be no need for a big announcement on this. Trump could give a small speech during a press conference. There didn't need to be anything huge. And then my sources.